All right, folks.
KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all.
KP's Video News, y'all.
It's KP's Video News, y'all.
That's right. It's KP's Video News, y'all. This is breaking news, breaking news. Also a follow-up on my show that I just did yesterday. And telling you folks, it's a real crazy situation where you had 5 Memphis police officers that just got charged today in the death of TYRE NICHOLS. So, the city of Memphis braces for the release of the video footage of the TYRE NICHOLS beating. And wow, man, it's a crazy situation. City of Memphis, Tennessee, and they have a video of what happened. This particular person, TYRE NICHOLS, a 29-year-old black man, died after a traffic stop earlier this month. On Thursday, 5 former police officers involved in the incidents were charged with second-degree murder and other offenses. All 5 men, who are all black, were fired from the department, and NICHOLS was pulled over for reckless driving on January 7th, and he passed away 3 days later from wounds sustained during what the department initially called a confrontation with 5 officers at the scene. It later was revealed that NICHOLS was beaten for 3 minutes by the officers. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy confirmed video footage includes police body cam footage and a possibly cell phone video and home phone video surveillance. Audio of the dispatch recording was released on CNN on Thursday, and we got one male. He's running, says one officer. Another says to run the license plate to find out the address of the owner. Sounds of distress can be heard before the dispatcher says he's fighting at this time. Concern over what could happen once the footage is released is in part a response to the civil unrest the county saw in 2020 after George Floyd was murdered by Minneapolis police officers. While much of that unrest was peaceful protests, there was also other things that went down. So what will solve this problem is supporting this family, supporting the effort to bring these individuals to justice, and supporting the effort to better train our officers and to better train them to interact with this community appropriately going forward. In a video released Thursday, Memphis Police Chief Sarah Lynn Davis called the beating heinous, reckless, and inhumane. While she said she expects citizens to protest and demand action for results, she warned against any violence and community destruction. I expect our citizens to exercise their First Amendment rights to protest, to demand action and results, Davis says, but we need to ensure our community is safe in the process. None of this is a calling card for inciting violence or destruction in the community or against our citizens. So, civil rights attorney Ben Crump is representing the family of NICHOLS, said preliminary findings in their independent autopsy indicate NICHOLS suffered extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating. So far, it is unclear how a traffic stop escalated into violence that left NICHOLS feeling short of breath, and eventually he passed away. But video footage could help determine why officers reacted violently. And attorney Antonio Romanucci, who was also representing the family, said the video shows NICHOLS being pepper sprayed, shot with a stun gun, and restrained. Wow. So it was an unadulterated, unabashed, non-stop beating of this young boy for 3 minutes. The family members have already seen the video. NICHOLS' stepfather, Rodney Wells, called the footage horrific, while his mother, Rovon Wells, was unable to watch the full video. Crump likened the video footage to that of Rodney King, a black man brutally beaten by Los Angeles police officers during a traffic stop in 1991 video. Ahead of Friday's release, the NAACP has issued out a call to action to Congress. By failing to write a piece of legislation, you're writing another's obituary, Derek Johnson, president and CEO of NAACP, said in a statement. Tell us what you're going to do to honor TYRE Nichols. Tell us what you're going to do to show his family, his loving son, and his entire nation that his life was not lost in vain. We can name all the victims of police violence, but we can't name a single law that you have passed to address it, even though immediately you have came up with laws that address the violence that has been directed toward Asians in the United States. So, like I said, the Tennessee grand jury has indicted 5 former police officers on murder and other charges. The officers, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills, and Justice Smith were fired last Friday after Police Chief C.J. Davis said they violated department policies during a January 7th traffic stop that led to Nichols' death. Martin, Smith, and Bean were charged with second-degree murder, 3 counts of official misconduct, 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping, and 1 count of acting in concert to commit aggravated assault. According to Shelby County Jail, Mills and Haley were charged with second-degree murder, 2 counts of official misconduct, 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping, 1 count of official oppression, and 1 count of acting in concert to commit aggravated assault. The actions of all of them resulted in the passing away of TYRE Nichols, and they all are responsible, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy stated. Second-degree murder, the most serious of the charges, is a knowing killing, the DA said. Video of the alleged deadly assault will be released after 6 p.m. today. Well, after 6 p.m. on Friday, according to officials. Haley and Martin will be held in lieu of $350,000 bond, while Bean, Mills, and Smith need to post $250,000 bond to leave custody, jail records showed. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation led the probe, and agency director David Ross said the video will be clear-cut. Simply put, this shouldn't have happened, Ross stated. I've been policing for more than 30 years. I've devoted my life to this profession, and I'm aggrieved. Frankly, I'm shocked. I'm sickened by what I saw. The arrest gives us hope that as we continue to push for justice for TYRE, according to the statement by Nichols' family attorneys, Ben Crump and Antonio Romanucci, this young man lost his life in a particularly disgusting manner that points to the desperate need for change and reform to ensure this violence stops occurring during low-threat procedures, like in this case, a traffic stop. This tragedy needs the absolute definition of a needless and unnecessary death. Early findings in autopsy show Nichols was severely beaten before he died, the attorney stated last week. Well, actually earlier this week. And the 29-year-old Nichols passed away on January 10th, days after the confrontation with police that landed him in the hospital. Nichols had been pulled over in the Memphis Hickory Hill neighborhood for allegedly reckless driving, officials stated. A confrontation followed. The department said at the time the officers pursued Nichols when he fled on foot while trying to take him into custody. There was another confrontation, and Nichols complained of having shortness of breath, the department stated. So that's 2 confrontations. Authorities have not provided the details of the confrontation. A photo provided by the stepfather showed the hospitalized Nichols, and the Nichols family and their attorneys Crump and Romanucci have viewed the body camera footage of the encounter. Though that video has not been made to the public yet, Romanucci described it, as I said before, as a horrific video. And, family attorneys, like I said, compared it to the Rodney King situation that happened in L.A. back in the 90s. Yep. Wow. When the footage is made public, NAACP President Derek Johnson said he hopes it will push lawmakers to take decisive action to reform police. Tell us what you're going to do. What are you going to do? We can name all the victims, but like I said, we can't name not a single law you passed to address this issue. And in a statement, Reverend Al Sharpton said there's no point to putting a body camera on a cop if you aren't going to hold him accountable when the footage shows they relentlessly beating a man, and firings is not enough. Indictments and arrests are not convictions, as we've done in the past with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and others. We stand by this family until justice is done. A conviction sends a message to the nation that cops cannot hide behind their badge after committing heinous crimes like this. Yeah, boy, I tell you, man, something else. Yep. So on with this next story here. After all the things that Mike Pence said after those documents were found at Joe Biden's house, karma hit Mike Pence. The classified documents found at Mike Pence's home. That's right. An attorney for the former vice president informed the National Archives of the discovery last week. Yep. So documents with classified markings were discovered in the former vice president Mike Pence's Indiana home last week, according to his attorney. And additional records appear to be a small number of documents bearing classified markings that were inadvertently boxed and transported to the personal home of former vice president at the end of his last administration. That's what the lawyer is stating. And a tranche of about a dozen classified documents have been found in the Indiana home of Mike Pence, multiple outlets reported. And in a letter to the National Archives, Pence's attorney indicated that a small number of documents bearing classified markings had been discovered and recovered at the vice president's home. Yep. So that's two vice presidents and one president that have been discovered with documents. Mike Pence just made a big deal out of the documents that they found at Biden's house, talking about they needed to have a special counsel. Yeah, I never took any documents, and they need to prosecute him and find a special counsel just like they did against Trump. So I say right now they need to get a special counsel against Joe Biden as well. They need to have a special counsel put together for Joe Biden. So, yep. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. Yep. So they tried to say, oh, these documents were inadvertently boxed and transported to the former police vice president's home. Pence was unaware of the existence. Yeah, they at your house, but you're unaware of it. And oh man, this is crazy. And stands ready to cooperate fully with the National Archives in an appropriate manner. The independent search of Pence's office was reportedly spurred by the discovery of several batches of classified documents in the home of President Joe Biden, as well as the Mar-a-Lago estate of former President Donald Trump. Attorney Merrick Garland has appointed special counsels tasked with overseeing the investigations of Biden and Trump. Now, like I said, you got to come up with that special investigation to see, special counsel for, got to get that special counsel for Pence as well. Yep. Yeah, after he talked all that stuff about how clean and how clean his hands were. My hands are clean. My hands are clean. My hands are clean. I would never take documents. I would never. I mean, he just did the interview a few weeks ago. I would never take documents. Never take documents away from. Turns out he got so far a dozen classified documents. Boy, I tell you, boy, these people are funny. Yeah, you know, they funny and they phony. Phony. uh, phone funny. Oh, golly, man. You can't make this stuff up. Can't make it up. That was instant karma. Instant. You just badmouth Biden, like I said, less than a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, boom, they find the same stuff at your house. Is Trump having these documents planted? Will he try to plant some at Obama's house as well? My money is on Trump planning having these documents planted. Oh, boy, I tell you, man. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Anyway, I said earlier, 5 officers guilty, well, allegedly harmed and fatally harmed TYRE NICHOLS have been fired, arrested, and we have to follow up on this case. This is my follow-up on yesterday's story. And this is KP's Video News, y'all. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe to KP's Video News. And you know who it is.
KP's Video News, y'all.
You know who it is, y'all.
Video News, y'all.
You know who it is. Know who it is.